In this episode, a Louisiana buck writes his own story. One man watched him for 2 years. He hunted him hard and he got real close, but he never could seal the deal. Then one morning, another guy wakes up, checks his camera, and sees the first picture he'd ever had of this deer. He goes in that same morning and the story ends. Some folks would be bitter, but not these guys. These guys gained something better than a rack. They gained a friendship. This is one that you don't want to miss. This is Antlers and Hicks. All right, folks, well, the story we're going to bring you today is how you're supposed to act when you've hunted a deer all year long. It just didn't turn out right for you. Got the guy here today that's watched the deer grow for 2 years, I know. Got the guy here today that actually ended up with the deer. Great stories on both ends. It's one that you don't want to miss, but right now, we're going to do like we always do. We're going to count them up and we're going to guess the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the right-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the left-hand side. This is a beautiful, clean Union Paris 12-point. So, what do you think the score is? One of these four scores right here is the actual representation of what this deer just taped out to be at the end of this video. And trust me, folks, this is one that you don't want to miss. Lock in your score, put it in the comments, and right now, we're going to hear two stories. Y'all stay tight.
My name's John Skills from Farmerville, Louisiana. And I've had history with this deer for 2 years now, watching him grow, and I was not fortunate enough to kill him.
My name is Tim Brown. I'm from Dubach, and I was fortunate enough to take this beautiful 12-point on December 2nd.
Started off this year, I think around late July or early August. Put a camera out on some feed for a bow stand just to have a spot and just try to shoot a doe. Really wasn't looking for anything. Within about 4 or 5 days of the camera, this deer shows up on it. And at first I didn't know what deer this was, where he came from. Got to doing some digging back through old photos and comparing deer, and figured out that this deer was around a lot last year on my cameras as a just regular 10-point, nothing special, just probably 120-inch 3-year-old deer. He broke up last year, didn't really pay much attention to him until this year when he blew up, and I figured out what deer he was. So then I kind of put all my time into this spot, and had him patterned out, or what I thought had him patterned out, and had him on schedule every day eating. Plan was to try to kill him in the first week of bow season. Didn't even hunt him opening day or anything because the wind wasn't right. I think I ended up maybe hunting him 7 or 8 times from a bow. Couldn't hunt him every day that I wanted just because of the wind and being in an SMZ. Just the wind's hard to get on early October, so it's hard to play a good wind. Chased him through bow season, started getting into youth season, and I didn't know how far he was roaming. I knew he was staying close on me. He never missed a day on pictures, whether it was he daylighted or didn't daylight, but he was always there. Moved him, quit feeding at the bow stand, moved up to the box stand that was just a few hundred yards away, and took him about 3 or 4 days and got him eating up there. I knew my best chance of probably killing him was going to be earliest part of gun season before the rut started. And I just had a bunch of deer that I would watch every time I hunted. Every time I set, I would see 10, 15 deer. All the bucks that he would run with would be out, and he just never showed up. I had one evening I hunted him. All the bucks that he ran with were out, and he didn't show up. And I got out of the stand, made it back to the truck, and then headed to work nights. And then within about, 30 minutes of me being out of the stand, he was out there on the lane with him. I know that was the closest I'd probably been to him that evening. Just tried to play cat and mouse with him for the longest time. Started getting closer to the rut. I could tell when he was starting to rut because he'd miss a day or two, and then he got to where he'd be gone for 2 or 3 days, and then duck season started, so I wasn't hunting as much because I was duck hunting. So I knew my chances was probably going down, but I was just hoping to catch him chasing a doe maybe one day or something. And I was hunting him when I can and juggling hunting work and raising a little one and having a wife. So it was put a lot of time in. I don't know how many sits I'd gotten up to on him. Had to been close to upwards of 20 plus sits on him. Just never crossed paths with him. I was duck hunting the morning that I got the picture of him, and my cousin sent it to me and asked if that was the deer I'd been hunting. And without even clicking on the picture, I already knew what it was. Just whenever I seen the deer, there's only one deer looked like that around here. And, I mean, bittersweet. I mean, it stung a little, but like I say, it's not. I knew the chances of that happening were very likely just because of how many people hunt around me, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not, like I say, it's not my deer. It's just a deer I was hunting, and just grateful to have a chance to hunt a deer like this. I'm just glad I reached out to Mr. Tim. He was kind enough to let me come see him, put my hands on him, just to have a little bit of closure on it, just makes it a little bit easier for me, deer like this don't come around very often, and I'm just glad I can put my hands on him and just look at him. They don't get much prettier than this one.
December 2nd, 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, my back was bothering me. I was like, I don't really feel like going hunting this morning. I was like, well, let me check my phone. So I checked my phone at 3:45. I could tell I had 6 on one side. That's really all I could tell because he was close to the camera. I was like, yeah, I think I'll go. So I got on up and got over to the stand and got up in there, and I don't know, around 7 o'clock, I was watching 3 does at one of my feeders, and something just caught my eye the way I walk in, and I looked around, and I could see him standing in the lane the way I walk in. Couldn't really tell much about it. I just knew it was a good deer. He was looking at me, and I had my gun pointed the other way, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? So I eased the gun around with him watching real slow. Never even looked at his head. I just put the crosshair behind his shoulder and squeezed the trigger, and he went about 40 yards and piled up. Still didn't know what I had, and the does ran off, but they came back to the feeder, so I said, well, I'm just going to watch them till they get through eating and they leave. Well, they fed about another 30 minutes, so I got down and went over to where the deer was. I found the hair and all in the line. I was like, well, there's no need in tracking. I saw him fall. So I started over to where he was and I saw a bed. I thought, well, there's no blood. And I looked back at the stand. I was like, no, he was a little further than that. I made a couple of steps and I could see his body in the grass. His head was kind of in a brush top, so I couldn't tell much. When I got up to him and could see better, I was like, oh my, what have I got? And it turned out being the deer of a lifetime. And I don't think I will ever be able to top it. I was just fortunate enough to take a deer like this.
Well, it's good to get both these guys in here right now. We're going to do the main. We're going to start on the right side. I always start on the right-hand side. It's just something I like to do. This deer is not a hard score at all. Mr. Tim said him and his buddies, they put a little score on it. I haven't asked him what it is yet, but I feel certain it should not be too terribly far off from what I'm going to get. It's pretty straightforward. So I've had a lot of people ask me, how far y'all was apart. And without saying exactly on camera, we will say that they figured out that, while it is a little ways, it's not terribly impossible for a deer during the rut to go that far. So, Mr. Tim, there's one thing I like to say is when people don't have good deer on camera, these deer like this are always the reason why, if you can, get up and go. Yeah. Because you just don't ever know what could happen.
That's true.
Had you not checked that trail camera,
I'd have never got him.
How would we know?
Yep, I'd have never got him.
Man. All right, let's see what your main beams come up to, your right side main beam. If I can get the live side. Oh, yeah. 23 4/8. 23 4/8 on the right side main beam. Let's do some. Now, on your brow tines, you're supposed to follow the curvature. The best curvature is off the front of this one. Now, I could have went off the back, but I think it's going to score better off the front. So that's where I marked it.
Okay.
And so that's where we're going to take it. Now, back one, this one I did on the back side.
Okay.
Let's see. We can say 4 4/8 on that one. 4 4/8. 7 7/8. P2, right hand side, 7 7/8. P3. You see this, John? You see how it's just a little bit over that half mark at 4/8? I can say 5/8. That's close enough to that 5/8. I can say 8 5/8 on that one. I have people all the time ask me that kind of question, you know. See, like
if it's kind of in between, what do you do?
If it's in between. Now, when it comes down to that dude right there, it's got to be on that line or more. It can't be snugged up to it. It's got to be on it.
Right.
You know? And there, let's get it in there good. 7 7/8. See how it's just over that 6/8 right there? You see that, Mr. Tim? How it's just over that 6/8? I can say 7 7/8 on that one. I really, when I make my marks, man, I look at them and I study them. You know, this one, if you look at it compared, it looks a little high. But when you look at the gullet right here, it sets up perfect because it rises just a scotch. Let's go right here. I can say 2 5/8. 2 5/8. Let's get some circumference measurements real quick. Now, I'm looking for the smallest spot.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, as long as you knew that going in, you ain't going to be disappointed.
Well, I knew that, but we didn't do that when we scored it. But
let's see. That's 4 5. That's a little bit bigger. It's going to be 4 5/8 on that base. 4 5/8. Let's see. Let me turn him around just a little bit. Y'all, we brought it inside because it is bitterly cold and windy and raining, and we just didn't want to deal with that, did we?
No, it's
Have
cold.
to. Made a little adjustments, and we were able to sit inside. Let's see, 4 0/8. John, tell me the characteristics that this deer had that showed you it was the same deer you looked at last year.
Those crab claws on the end.
On the end there?
Yeah.
Was he a 10-point last year?
Mainframe 10.
Okay.
Maybe 120-inch deer last year.
Okay.
That shows how as they mature, they can blow up in a year.
Yeah. 4 3/8. And then the last one. 1 2 3 4. Just making sure, because you're going to have all your measurements be over 4 inches. Yep, 4 2/8 on that one. All right. Let's swap over and do the left-hand side. Now, folks, I'm not trying to tell you what you should do when you kill a real nice deer. You're going to have it scored, but you need to ask your packing house or whoever's going to cape it out for you to set it up right. They did absolutely perfect on this one right here. I told Mr. Tim, I said, hey, when they cape it out, try to keep them that rack up, because my biggest fear is we're going to get this thing. It's going to be about half cocked. But, hey, this is good, man. This one ain't going to be no trouble. And then some of them had to come in and the ears froze to the main beam. It's hard to get them right. Y'all did fine at this one.
Yeah, I told them, I said, just try to do the best you can, and they did a fabulous job on it.
Oh, it slipped, and I ain't going to take that. That's right. When folks, and I tell you, say it all the time, whenever you do your main beams, Be real slow. If it ever slips or moves, hey, just start over. Just start over. Because you don't want to shortchange the deer, but you also don't want to give it no more than it's due.
Right.
We want it to be accurate as we can. There we go. Too bad we can't take that mass measurement out here because it would really
Oh,
thick.
I know. I know. He definitely carried the mass all the way.
How did it feel when you got in your pickup truck and you headed to work 30 minutes later? Did you think right then, I don't know if I'll get this deer?
Oh, I thought after the about 2 weeks into bow season, I knew I was going to have to kill him early was my best chance. Being that he was staying so close to me and just he was living right there in that area. He wasn't going far because I mean he would if he didn't daylight he would be there right after daylight. I mean right after dark, and I mean he would come in 4 or 5 times a night throughout the night, and then I couldn't hunt him in the morning because most times he would be there at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning just right before daylight. So I never hunted him. I never bow hunted him in the morning time because I didn't want to push him or bump him, and so it was evenings only for bow hunting.
Yeah.
And then once the gun season opened up, I figured I better even try to get as better chances as I could at him.
That's right. Well, we had 22 and 6/8 on that left side main beam, so it was just just a scope, not quite an inch shorter, but still it was a little shorter. The P1 on the left hand side, 4 and 4/8 was the same as the other one. Let's see what this one comes up to be. That's close enough. I can say 8 and 6/8. It's right on top of it. 8 and 6/8, which is longer than that other one on the other side. I think this one will be longer than that one. But I don't know. That's just eyeballing.
Right.
Oh, yeah. 9. Let me get it down in there good. 9 and 6/8. Yeah. 9 and 6/8. A good 10 point's hard to beat. A good clean 12 point. Whew. Man, they are something to see.
Yeah. I am.
You got anything like this on the wall?
Me? No. No.
He said me.
No. I never will kill another one like this. It's a deer of a lifetime.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a deer of a lifetime.
7 and 0/8. And let's see if we can get this one. I believe it'll make an inch. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 1 and 1/8. 1 and 1/8. See, you got him in there. 1 and 1/8. All right, let's do some circumference measurement. Got some real good bases, man. I know that. Let's see. That's 4 and 6. That's 4 and 6. What's that? Yeah, 4 and 6. 4 and 6/8. Let's see what. It's going to be shorter up here. That's close enough to 4. Uh-oh, hold on. Right there. That's 3 and 7/8. 3 and 7/8. Like I said before, I don't want to give him no more than he got.
Oh, no.
We're gonna be that way. I want you to leave, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, when you tell folks what this score is, it's what he scored. I don't like giving folks out there telling tales outside of school, and then the score will be wrong, and then and I look like a Johnny Come Lately, and we ain't finna do that. Let's see. 4 and 3/8. It looks like on that one. Yeah, 4 and 3/8. And then the last one here is a good one. It's a real good. Stay stick all the way out. Yeah, we go 4 3/8 on that one as well. Yeah. It's over the 2/8 mark. We can say 4 3/8. All right, we've got all the main beam. We got the tine length. We've got the circumference measurements. Let's get that inside spread. And then we're going to see what tape comes up to. What do you think, John? What do you think on the inside? No, on the inside spread. We ain't guessing scores yet. No. We ain't guessing scores yet.
Spread?
Yeah, on spread wise.
Let's see, right at 16.
I'm thinking 17. I'm thinking he's going to bump 17. You don't think so? Okay. I'm not too good on inside spreads. Let me get this out of the way.
I know what we got on it, and not what I.
Can you hold him up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. All right. I want to get right there. Yeah, 16 and an 8. I got him at 16 and 1/8.
That's what we got him at.
Okay, 16 and 1/8. So now you see it, guys. You've seen the tine length. You've seen the inside spread, main beam, circumference measurements. Is your score that you guessed before? Is it true? Is it changing it a little bit? Let me know what you think. Don't forget, put your comment down there what your score is. Tell the tape coming up. All right, folks, we got to tell the tape, and it is pretty darn solid. We're going to start on the right-hand side of the rack. Main beam on the right-hand side, 23 and 4/8. The longest tine is the P3. It's going to be this one right here, 8 and 5/8. It's got 6 scoreable points on this side, which really is impressive, and it helps add to the score. So, people ask me all the time, what's it take to score well on a buck? Well, you got to have a lot of points, first off. Okay, you can't. It's hard for an 8-point to get on up there. 12-point, that's perfect. Circumference measurement. Every single circumference measurement was over 4 inches. The base is 4 and 5/8, and it goes 4 and 0/8, 4 and 3/8, 4 and 2/8. Total inches of antler on the right-hand side, 72 and 2/8. When we go to the left-hand side, the main beam on the left-hand side, 22 and 6/8. The longest tine is this one right here. The 3 is 9 and 6/8. All of them are long. The one thing that hurt, this point right here being broken. If this point right here hadn't been broken, he would have probably gained, let's see, if it matched the other side, he would have gained a half an inch. And you'll see in a minute that half inch will add up. All right, so he's got 6 scoreable points on this side. Again, really helps. The base is 4 and 6/8. Then it's 3 and 7/8, 4 and 3/8, 4 and 3/8. Total inches on this side, 71 and 2/8. So when you take out 71 and 2/8, you add it to 72 and 2/8, you get 143 and 4/8. Then you add 143 and 4/8 to 16 and 1/8 for the inside spread. The total Buckmaster score for this beautiful, beautiful 12-point out of Union Parish, Louisiana, 159 and 5/8. So you see how important that right there, that's a 160-inch deer all day long. But he broke that off, lost about 4/8 of an inch. But hey, 159, baby,
Hey,
we'll take it, won't we?
I will take it all day long.
I know that's right. Well, folks, I'm telling you, we wanted to do this story this way to show young hunters and even everybody. Look, somebody shoots the deer you've been after, like John's been after this deer. You ain't got to get fuzzed up and holler and carry on, mope around, got your lip hung out, about to trip over it. You can be happy. It stings a little bit, don't it, John? Little bit. But hey, you know what else? John's done made a buddy over at McKinney Honda now. And see, that's what the thing is with this stuff. You can make some connections if you do it the right way. Mr. Tim, I want to tell you something. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Do y'all want to say anything on camera to each other real quick? Besides, ain't gonna be no fist fighting. I know that.
Oh no. John, I just want to shake your hand and tell you you've been a man about it. I'm type of person I am, I can't feel bad for you. I can't help but feel bad for you because I know it stings.
That's part of it. You do it long enough, it's going to happen.
I know. It just...
No matter who you are, it's going to happen to you if you do it long enough.
Right. It is, but I still feel, you hunted that deer, and I know I would feel down in the dumps, if the tables were turned, but...
Got to have enough pride to just accept it when it does happen, because I mean it's
Yes, sir.
it's bound to happen.
Oh,
It's going to happen.
Absolutely, John. I don't know if you know this. I called your daddy after I talked with him.
Mhm.
I called your daddy, and I said, "Hey, I said, I want to tell you something, Jeremy. You've done a good job as a daddy. I said you raised your boys up to understand how hunting goes, and so, you know, it means a lot for me to know that you handle it like you have, bro.
Yeah. I just knew I had a lot of time on him, and I'm just glad I got to put my hands on him.
That's
That's
right.
really what I wanted.
Yep.
It's not as great without a kid, but
Right.
That's right.
Right.
to get
Right.
to
But
see,
you know-
we get to see him in person is
Who's to say?
really does.
Who's to say in 5 years you might not have something like that? You know,
He's probably left some genes.
that's right. The fates have done different things in life, and you might end up with something like this one day, John. I hope so. That's right. That's right. Well, folks, my name is Greg Hicks. This is Antlers and Hicks. And as always, I want to encourage you guys to live your life past 20 yards. We'll catch y'all next time.